boss won't listen to you, your spouse doesn't listen to you, your kids barely know you're alive. But here at The Fan, we love and appreciate you.
Just when we learn to appreciate what a huge wussy you are.
This is the show for the people, by the people. It's The Fan Call-In Show.
Presented by the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Here are the leaders of the Lunatic Fringe, Scotty Vegas and Ryan Baker.
That's right. The show that is your show. It is the Fan Call-In Show. I am Ryan Baker. Unfortunately, no Scotty Vegas today, as he's feeling a little ouchy. But our man Dave Biddle was kind enough to stick around for another hour and hang out with you, the Lunatic Fringe, on the Fan Call-In Show. So if 2 hours of Dave and myself wasn't enough, you get one more.
I'm looking forward to it. My debut on this awesome show. So, I hope Scotty's feeling better, but I'm sure he will. Hopefully it's one of those things where he'll get it out of his system and he'll be able to enjoy some Masters betting today. But happy to be here with you, my friend.
And the nice thing is, Dave, for On the Money, you send out this very nice show sheet, so we're prepped and ready to go. But the people are our show sheet on this one. We don't need one. So the number, 614-821-9710. Again, 614-821-9710. There is a lot to talk about. We had the spring game yesterday. Our man Biddle was there, saw it all live and in person, so we can answer any question you have about that. The CBJ. Playoff hopes are alive. Big game today in the nation's capital against Washington. It was a chippy one when those two teams played yesterday afternoon at Nationwide Arena. The Jackets winning 7-0 in that one. Playoff hopes still alive another day for the CBJ. We can talk about that. The Masters is going on. We can talk about the Masters as well, whatever you want. 614-821-9710 is the number. Again, a $50 Visa gift card to our favorite caller. We've also got some $25 dining credits to the ESPN Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino as well for some of our favorite calls and bids. We talked about the spring game. You were there yesterday. It seemed like all the buzz of this spring has been the quarterback position. Obviously, you got to have a quarterback. Lincoln Kienholz was being praised by a lot for his play in the spring of what people saw. Julian Sayin got a lot of that praise yesterday. What did you see from the two quarterbacks?
Yeah, I thought Julian played well yesterday. I thought he outperformed Lincoln. Lincoln started slow. I thought Lincoln then played pretty well the latter half of the game. But, I think Julian had a slight edge. I know Coach Day said they were neck and neck. I think Julian had a slight edge entering the game. He did start the game, quote unquote, start the game. And he started the first two series, led his team to touchdowns on all three of his first drives. So he looked good. And I'll be surprised if Julian's not the starting quarterback. Very surprised. That being said, Lincoln's had a good spring. And I think he can get the job done for this team at quarterback this year. He looked better than Julian at the student appreciation scrimmage the previous Saturday. But I thought Julian looked better than Lincoln yesterday. And I do think Julian will be the Buckeye starting quarterback this year.
I think it's one of the nice things about this situation, Dave, is I think Ohio State can win with both of these guys. I think they're both that good. It's just we have not seen it on the field in a game action, so we're anxious, we're nervous about it. I think Ohio State's in a good spot, though, with these guys, even though they're not experienced.
That's exactly right. And Tavian St. Clair, I know people were down on him with the 2 picks. I thought overall he handled himself well, especially bouncing back from those 2 picks. Fahim Delane made a great read on that one, jumped the route, took it almost the distance. But Tavian St. Clair coming in with 5-star accolades, should still be in high school. We know he's got the physical traits, arm strength, size. He moves well. What I was loving at the aforementioned student appreciation scrimmage, Ryan, was he's not afraid to throw that big body around. When they went live, he trucked Leroy Roker one play. I'm like, good. I'm glad he's like not afraid to throw that big body around. And he's very mature as well. Is he going to play this year? Hopefully not. That would mean they're down to their third string quarterback. Although the last time that happened, it worked out pretty well in 2014. But I think the future is bright with him. I do think he's going to be a really good quarterback at Ohio State eventually, but be patient with him. As you know, Ryan, he comes from a small school here in Ohio, Bell Fountain. But I think he's going to be a good one eventually.
Again, the number 614-821-9710. I can see those phone lines lighting up. Remember, we're going to bring you on. You give us a school you represent. We'll play a fun little sounder for you, and then you can get to your question, your thought, your concern. We've got a couple of Aarons and a Dave on the line here. Let's go to our first Aaron on line number 1. Aaron, good morning. You're on the Fan Call-In Show.
Hey, good morning. How are you guys today?
We're doing good. You got a school you're representing.
Canal Winchester.
Follow me to freedom.
What do you got for us, Aaron?
My question is regarding the Columbus Blue Jackets goalie situation right now. I know there's only a couple games left, and who do you think they write out for the rest of the year to hopefully get in the playoffs here?
Well, Aaron, that's a great call. It's going to be interesting to see today who gets the start because Jet Greaves got the start the past 2 games. He's played 3 games now in the last 4 days because he played one with Cleveland before he came down. I don't know the situation with Elvis. Is he injured or not? If it's Tarasov and Greaves. Dean Evison said yesterday after the game that he was not opposed to starting Jet Greaves again today. I think it'll be very interesting to see what they do here. I would say the way Jet Greaves is playing right now, as long as he tells you he's okay and he's good to go, and Elvis is still feeling ouchy, I think you got to go with Jet today in Washington.
I agree. If he's able to go, stick with the hot hand.
Very interesting to see. I can't wait till, and I don't know if the CBJ, I'm guessing they're not. I knew they flew to Washington last night. They were in Washington last night. I don't know if they'll have a morning skate today or not. The game starts at 6. Usually for a 6 o'clock game, Dean Evison will have a 4 o'clock, I believe, media availability. So it'll be interesting to see then if Dean tells us who is going, well, he will tell us who is going in net. I know you like this name, Bids. Dave is on line 2. Good morning, Dave. You're on the Fan Call-In Show.
Morning, guys. Appreciate it.
What school are you representing today?
Worthington Kilbourne.
What do you got for us, Dave?
Yeah, just about the Blue Jackets as well. Something I've been thinking about this year that I haven't heard talked about much. Yarmo leaving last year, we all had our qualms with him. Couldn't get us quite where we wanted to. Don Waddell coming in, bringing Dean Evanson in. Obviously been a surprisingly fun, exciting year. Is any credit due to Yarmo for the draft picks he had and the young guys he had in Cleveland and kind of developing this? Just something I've thought about on and off over the year that I haven't heard much talked about.
Thanks for the call, Aaron. Yarmo gets a lot of crap for the way things ended in the Mike Babcock situation, right? Yarmo is partly responsible for the greatest run in CBJ history, right? They got him to the playoffs in 2014, which, Scott Howson should get a lot of credit for Yarmo, given that he made the Rick Nash trade. He brought Bobrovsky in that kind of set them up for that run a little bit. Yarmo went for it in 2019. Whether it was the right call or not, it's the most exciting thing that's ever happened in CBJ franchise history. He went for it. It came up short. They were never going to sign Bob to the contract demands that Bob wanted. They didn't think Duchesne was worth the $8 or $9 million a year it would be to keep him. And they kind of had to reset after that year, and it didn't work out. And then, of course, Tortorella leaves, Seth Jones ass out, the Dubois situation. So a lot of bad things happened, but you're right. Yarmo did set this team up for some success with some of the things he did in the draft picks and whatnot. The cupboard was not bare for Don Waddell to come in here, and you can say, well, Adam Fantilli fell in their lap. Maybe so. Zach Werenski fell in their lap. Maybe so. But they still made these picks. They brought these guys in. So Yarmo went for it. He tried to hire Babcock. It didn't work, obviously. In hindsight, it was the total wrong move, and a lot of people thought that at the time. But Yarmo and JD do deserve a lot for where this team is right now. Now Don Waddell gets to put his tweaks on it, and we'll see if we can go further.
Yeah, definitely some bad contracts like Elvis, but also some draft steals. Fantilli, number 3 pick. Better hope he works out. Kent Johnson, number 5 pick. Better hope he works out, and they are. But Marchenko, what was he, a second-round pick?
Mm-hmm.
He's an absolute superstar and is just going to get better. Was he 23, somewhere around there? And they got him in the second round. Voronkov, was he like a fourth-round pick or something like that?
Yeah.
Pretty good fourth-round pick, huh? So, Yarmo had his faults, but he could find some Russians now.
Yeah.
He could find him some Russians.
Mm-hmm.
So, listen, and I know he was only here for 2 years, but Artemi Panarin, speaking of that 2019 year, what an exciting player. And I think that was a good trade, even though he was only here for 2 years and then didn't get anything from him because they went for him. Overall, I think he does get some credit for this for sure because he found some draft steals for this team.
Yeah, and there were some things like I've talked to some people this year, and Yarmo was a first-time GM. He had John Davidson there helping him, and then John Davidson went away, and more of the business side came on Yarmo, and I think that was a lot for him. Some of the things maybe he didn't understand that JD was good at greasing the wheels and the skids, so they say. Don Waddell comes in and he knows all of this. He knows how to piece it all around because he did the business side and the GM in Carolina, an experienced guy. He's used to that. This offseason is going to be interesting to see Don Waddell putting his tweaks to this roster. And he's seen a whole year now. He knows what he would like to do. He knows how much money they have to spend. They've got draft pick capital as well. It's going to be an exciting offseason for the CBJ. Let's head out to line number 3, our second Aaron of the day. Good morning, Aaron. You're on the Fan Call-In Show.
Morning. I have an Aaron Rodgers question.
All right.
So with it looks like the Saints, Derek Carr going down with the Saints. Does it still look like Pittsburgh is the leader in the clubhouse for Aaron Rodgers, and where does that leave Kirk Cousins and the Browns?
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh's most likely. It's interesting. I mean, I don't think he'd be a good fit there, to say the least. Okay, he's a diva, and Mike Tomlin doesn't put up with any crap. And this is not Aaron Rodgers like 5 years ago. He's washed up. But yeah, I think Pittsburgh's probably most likely. Cousins to the Browns, I have no idea about that. They just signed Flacco, so they're probably good. They have Kenny Pickett and Flacco.
You would almost think that the Cousins to the Browns thing with the Flacco deal is dead.
Yeah.
And there's no guarantee that the Falcons, they've said we're keeping Kirk Cousins. Will they? Who knows? But they've said that, so there's no guarantee that Kirk Cousins is going to be available. Now, he could get cut. He could get traded. We just don't know. And if you've brought a veteran like Flacco in, plus a guy in Flacco who's already had success in your head coach's system with the Browns, he meshes with Kevin Stefanski at least. It worked for that season. I think if the Browns add to this quarterback room, it's going to be in the draft, right? And I think you're going to have, one or two quarterbacks you bring into this room all via the draft.
What do you think about Cousins to the Steelers? That would make a lot of sense for both sides because he's not a diva. He is coming off a serious injury, but, man, that'd be a better stopgap than Aaron Rodgers.
It could happen. The thing is, do the Steelers want to give up what it would take to trade for him?
Well, I think the Falcons would, just to get out of that contract, wouldn't take much. I think it would. I don't think it would take like even a third round pick. I think it would be a third day pick, maybe like a sixth rounder.
And to the Steelers, is that worth it for that money? Who knows? Could you get Aaron Rodgers for cheaper? Possibly. I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
I would think if Aaron Rodgers plays this year, it's in Pittsburgh. Does he want to play, and can they get a deal worked out?
I don't know. And does he want to play? And this is a tough division, too. I mean, of course, the Bengals defense is nothing to fear, but Ravens defense is. I don't know, man. I kind of hope it happens. I just am fascinated to see Aaron Rodgers coexist with Mike Tomlin. I need to see that. That's must-see TV. And
you know what? It just might be a marriage that could work for 1 year.
Maybe.
But I don't think it's something that could last for long term. And listen, we know with the Steelers, guys they can keep them under wraps for a while. They start to get too much, they get rid of them. It's one of those things. If the Steelers are getting rid of a diva wide receiver, run. Do not touch them because the track record is there. It does not work out anywhere else. Again, it is your show, the Fan Call-In Show, 614-821-9710. Brian, Dave, and Nate, hang on the line. We will get to you next. It's the Fan Call-In Show on The Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Picture this. You walk into a Tim Hortons and get a warm toasted English muffin or a buttery biscuit layered with fluffy fresh cracked eggs, melty cheese, and savory sausage or bacon. Now imagine that breakfast sandwich for just $3 when you buy any size coffee, hot or cold. Because when you're running on empty, you want a breakfast that does more than just fills you up. So start your morning with Tim's, because you deserve a breakfast that's as good as your day is going to be. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Offer valid only during breakfast hours. Exclusions apply. Additional terms apply.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks, and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
If you're like most Americans, you've racked up tens of thousands in credit card debt. You're stuck with 20% interest fees and even the monthly payments, well, they're hard to make. It's insane. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The good news is that there is a way out. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending. They specialize in fast, easy access to the equity in your home. Most homeowners have hundreds of thousands of dollars in their home equity. That's your money. AFLcash.com can get it out for you with zero junk fees and zero hassle. You can pay off all those credit cards in just a matter of days. Pay off your car loans too. Cut your monthly expenses by $800 or even $900. I'm telling you, the relief you need, well, it's right there at your fingertips. AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Break out of the credit card debt prison with AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Can I get Mega Millions?
Good choice. Mega Millions is bigger than ever. Jackpots now start at $50 million and grow faster.
Sounds mega.
And now, every game has a built-in multiplier. So all non-jackpot prizes are multiplied between 2 and 10 times.
Bigger prizes, better odds, and just $5? Give me 2.
Mega Millions is bigger and better than ever. Get your tickets today at your local Ohio lottery retailer. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring into savings at Ohio Mulch. Get your mulch as easy as ever. Save $50 on home delivery now through Sunday. All you got to do is visit OhioMulch.com today.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply.
The Fan has been ranked as the second best sports station in America by our industry peers. Our heartfelt thank you is in order. But we're not doing it because we're better than that hillbilly Birmingham station that came in first. Thanks for nothing.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Oh, by the way, Ivan's no longer on the project. His wife got a new job, so they're moving across the country.
Robin's top researcher is deviating to a new market. This isn't standard.
And now we're short-staffed. Who's going to finish all these projects?
She needs a cluster of new data analysts, and there's no margin for error.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Buying a home used to feel like a complete headache. Listings here, pre-approval there, financing somewhere else. Now, Rocket is giving every home one address. Rocket.com. A single seamless homeownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, and refinance your home. Everything you need, all under one roof. Visit Rocket.com, the new home for all things homeownership. Rocket. Own the dream.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist Aaron White with your 10 weather impact forecast here. As we go through our Sunday afternoon, we are expecting a mix of clouds and sunshine and a few sprinkles around. Then for tonight, mostly cloudy with a low near 50. By Monday, we are expecting an increase in cloud cover and the chance for showers and thunderstorms here by Monday afternoon. High temperatures reaching the 70s. Eventually, we will be tracking some cooler weather here by Tuesday and Wednesday. That's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White on 97.1 The Fan.
No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. The Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The show that allows you, the sports fan, to be the star.
Welcome back into the Fan Call-In Show. Ryan Baker with you. Dave Biddle as well, filling in for Scotty Vegas. Glad to have you guys along on the Fan Call-In Show. That's because it's your show. If there was no you, there would be no show. Mentioned before the break, Brian, Dave, and Nate on the line. Still plenty of room for you. 614-821-9710 is the number to call. Of course, you can always join us on the YouTube chat as well. Try to get to some of those comments when we have them. 614-821-9710 is the phone number. We talked a little CBJ already and some Aaron Rodgers. No spring game yet, though. I'm kind of surprised about that, especially with our guy Biddle here.
We did talk a lot about the spring game the first 2 hours we were together. We did On the Money the first 2 hours, and I'm sure the callers are going to have some questions about Ohio State football. Just a guess.
They're coming. Masters, too, as well. Major League Baseball, whatever you want to talk about. It's your show. Again, 614-821-9710 is the number. Let's head back out to the phone lines. Let's go to Brian. You've been holding the longest. Good morning. You're on the Fan Call-In Show, Brian.
Okay. And I really appreciate it. My question is to you guys, both of you. Why is JTT, defensive end for OSU, not getting more love in the draft? It just annoys me. I see him as a first-round prospect. He almost averaged a sack a game. Sawyer right up there, too. And I don't understand how these work out wonders. Like the one guy who had like 2 sacks at like Texas A&M shooting up the board. I just wanted to get your kind of feedback on why JTT seems to be falling in the draft.
Yeah, NFL teams fall in love with combine warriors, and JT I thought did well at the combine and pro day, but he's not a guy that's going to blow you away. You know, he's very athletic for his size. There's no doubt about it. He's going to be, to me, some people have him going to the Bengals in the second round. As a Bengals fan, I'd be over the moon about that. Second round, that seems like a steal for JTT. Sawyer, short arms at the combine and didn't do a lot of bench reps. Still, he's projected in the third round. That would be a steal. But I agree. You know, I thought those guys would be more like JTD might be more like projected late first and Sawyer projected second, but it's more like JTT second, Sawyer third.
It's one of the things that I have seen before from high school recruiting into college and, you know, even more so into the pros is these coaches see traits and numbers and skills. And they want to know, they want to see those things, and then it's their job to coach them up. It's their job to take the lump of clay and mold them into the player that they want. It's not always, hey, let's take the mold and use that. It's, we've got this great lump of clay here, and man, we could mold it into something.
I'll be the one to get it out of them.
Really good. Yeah, so that happens a lot of times. Yeah. You also, listen, JTT, he was a really good college football player, didn't have a ton of stats. over the time. He was just a real consistent player, and we know a lot of times we get enamored with the shiny new toy, right? We've talked about Jalen Tuimoloau, Al, for a long time. He played 4 years here at Ohio State. A lot of times we just get enamored with that shiny new toy. Listen, JTT is going to go there. And again, we talk about his draft stock. We don't know what his draft stock is yet until it happens. Like, we can go by these mock drafts and whatnot. There's a chance somebody wants him at the end of the first round, and they're going to take him, and he is a first rounder.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter, though, if he goes in the second round, which he probably will, or the third. JTT is probably going to be a solid 10-year NFL pro on someone's defensive line.
And I feel the same way about Jack Sawyer. I don't think that he's going to be a bust. If you get him in the third round, I think you're going to be very, very happy with that pick.
Yeah, and I'm more of a Jack Sawyer guy than a JTT guy, but I think they're both going to be productive pros. Like you said, if he goes to the Bengals, you'd be tickled. You'd be happy. I'd be happy, too, if he came to the Browns as well. Let's head back out to the phone lines. Let's go to Dave on line 1. Dave, good morning. Thanks for joining us on the Fan Call-In Show.
How you doing?
We're doing good. Dave, you got a school you're representing today.
How about Logan Home High School?
All right, the Braves.
Oh, it's OPU.
What do you got for us?
I was just thinking, it's been a while, and I guess I'm kind of bitter still, but what's going to happen with Michigan and all this stuff? You ain't heard nothing. And the other thing I had was, I'm kind of pulling for Lincoln. From what I've seen, they're both pretty close. I think that, I want the best guy to win, but it seems like nobody's on his side. And I think he just needs somebody on his side. He's a good player. That's all I got, man.
Thanks for the call. Ryan Baker's on his side. Ryan Baker's been touting Lincoln for a long time. And listen, I get it. I like Lincoln a lot. I'm thrilled he's a Buckeye. If I'm a betting man, and I am, I would bet that Julian Sayin is going to be the starting quarterback. But I love that Lincoln is here. As for Michigan, I wish I had a good answer for you. I don't know. Now, I do know that Michigan, they came back to the NCAA and they were willing to do a 1-year postseason ban. That's been reported. That's not official, but that's been reported. And the NCAA turned that down. And people are like, well, if Michigan's saying they did nothing wrong, why are they offering a 1-year postseason ban? So if you believe that report, it's going to be something worse than just a 1-year postseason ban. Do I think the national title will get stripped from them? No, I do not think that will happen. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I find it very interesting, Ryan Baker, that according to these reports, Michigan came back to the NCAA, offered, all right, we'll make this go away. We'll take a 1-year postseason ban. And NCAA said, nope, we're not accepting that.
It is very interesting. It's funny how this story, I guess it's kind of swept under the rug a little bit here with time. And again, Michigan won the national championship that year. Can't take that away, right? Like, they may take it away, but we still have the memories. Like, Ohio State didn't make the Final Four in '99, but guess what?
Yeah,
I
they
still
did.
saw it. They did.
Scooty Penn, Michael Redd.
So I don't know what the punishment is here for Michigan that will hurt. They can't hurt the people that were involved still. Maybe Sharon Moore, but everybody's been gone. So there's nothing that you can really do to them that I see fit. And now maybe there is something that's going to hurt them, especially in this transfer portal world. Like, if they get a bowl ban, you're going to have a lot of players maybe leave and whatnot. So
especially if it's multiple year. And if you believe the report that they've already offered a 1-year postseason ban, that would hurt them a lot this year. If it ends up being a 2-year postseason ban, and who knows if that's actually going to happen, that would really hurt them. You guys would be jumping in the portal left and right, because even if the NIL is right, they're probably able to get at least similar money elsewhere and have a chance to play in the playoffs. These guys want to play in the playoffs.
It's interesting. And it's also interesting, like, what will happen, and then also what will happen to Matt Weiss, even though I don't think that should be, those are kind of separate, right? What he's done, that's an FBI investigation. That should be separate from the football team. And because of that, you kind of first found out about all the Michigan Connor Stallions, all of that. But the Matt Weiss and the FBI, that's a whole nother thing. And that's very interesting to see what happens with that. Nate, hang on the line. I promise 2 minutes from now, we will get to you. It's the Fan Call-In Show on The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall from my friends at Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. 2 years ago, I was actually experiencing hip pain for the first time in my life, and I knew I needed the best. So I chose Orthopedic One for my physical therapy needs. And in a matter of weeks, I was rotating that golf swing better than before, and I was the longest hitter in my group again. So be like me and trust Orthopedic One. Several convenient locations around Central Ohio. To find a physician or location near you, go to www.orthopedicone.com.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like early pay, moving up payday so you could get your money faster, up to 2 days faster. And there's no cost. It's your money, right? So stop playing the waiting game. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney. Direct deposit and eligibility requirements apply.
The Roofing Guys are your locally owned, trusted family business right here in Central Ohio. They've been hammering quality and service through the roof for over 25 years, offering professional services in roofing, siding, gutters, and more. Contact them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a room of rejected mascot memorabilia. Is it real? No one knows. But we do know NJM is proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Spring forward, Columbus, with the Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling Services. We're here to thaw you out with this limited time offer. Get up to $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer is too good to pass up. The Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling now together to serve you better with $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer won't last. Call us today, 614-232-2222. That's 614-232-2222.
Matty Ice is currently bathing himself in creamy jalapeno dip. And I've officially run out of ways to tease this show. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan. Back to the show of the fans, by the fans, and for these crazy fans. The Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
All right, let's get right back to it. Let's head out on the phone lines. Let us head to Nate. Nate, you have been holding for quite some time, and we appreciate it. You're next on the Fan Call-In Show. Good morning, Nate.
Dave, I know you're a big Bengals fan. What are you hearing about what they want to do in the draft, and what do you want them to do in the draft?
I would love to see them just go heavy on linemen. They need to get an offensive guard. There's no doubt about that. But I want to see a D tackle. In a perfect world, I'd like to see them get the best D tackle on the board in the first round. But I want best player available, though. So if that ends up being an offensive guard, great. But D tackle for sure. I also want a defensive end. Maybe not in the first round, but certainly on day two. Maybe a JT Tuimoloau, we were saying in the second round, or a Jack Sawyer in the third round. How cool would that be with Sam Hubbard retiring, getting a Jack Sawyer in the third round? I want to see a safety. They need a safety back there. So give me a D tackle. Maybe give me a second D tackle late. All right. So I want 2 D tackles. I want an offensive guard. I want a safety. And then go from there. They only have 6 picks, but they have their first 6 picks. They just don't have a 7th rounder. So I want to see a D tackle early for sure, and an offensive guard.
Now, obviously, I know I'm not a Bengals fan, and thanks for the call, Nate. But if I'm the Bengals, I would think offensive line and defense. That's what all of my draft picks. That's what I'm doing.
Linebacker
right?
too. Yeah, linebacker. Let me throw that in there. Yeah. 1 offensive lineman, and then the rest defense.
Like the Bengals, yes. I think you're set at running back. I think you're set with weapons and obviously Joe. So you need to fix your offensive line. You need to fix your defense. So everything. If it's not an offensive lineman or defense, I don't want it in this draft if I'm the Bengals. I
totally agree with you. Yeah, and if it's being 2 offensive linemen and 4 defensive players, that's a good formula too. Yeah. Offensive line and defense. You nailed it. 614-821-9710 is the number to call in. It is the show of the people, the Fan Call-In Show. That $50 Visa gift card on the line as well. Still 614-821-9710. Let's head out to Don. Don, good morning. You're next on the Fan Call-In Show.
Good morning, guys, and how are you doing today?
We're doing real good, Don. Do you have a school you are representing this morning?
Ohio Ohio State for my son. Ohio State, the Ohio State.
Oh, my goodness. What a play.
Love it. I was going to ask if you only allow high schools. I love it. We finally have
do. Yeah, whatever school you want to
represent. I love
Absolutely.
it. Shaw Elementary in Beaver Creek. No,
Perfect.
That a boy. Hey, my question is the governor's idea to have the gamblers pay for the stadium improvements of these professional teams, and the question has to be raised with together with this in the NIL era, that the college teams are basically the minor leagues now for the pros officially with the money, and it becomes a tax issue of people who don't bet having to contribute money to build stadiums where the general feeling of the majority, I think, will be let the bettors pay for it. Now, personally, I kind of agree with that, but I also think that the juice is too high anyway. I got a better juice from Vinny on the corner. I will hang up and let you guys blovate about it, and thank you for taking my call.
Thanks for the call, Don. We really appreciate it. I personally have not read up too much about that or know too much about any of this with the gamblers and the governors and whatnot. I think this was part of the legalized gambling, though, right? Was some of the money was supposed to go to the states for certain things and whatnot, where you put that money, was at the time up to the states. I don't know. I just feel like whenever we're talking about this with stadiums, and I get it's how business works and how you get people to come to your town and whatnot, these billionaire owners, take care of your own stadiums.
No doubt about it. I mean, it's just, and there's been studies, like plenty of studies out there that it really doesn't bring in the money that people think it does, So if you're a billionaire owner, pay for your own stadium. I agree. And what a small world it is. I mean, he knows Vinny on the corner just like we do. It's our guy.
Vinny's a good dude.
Vinny on the corner is a good one. He does. He gives you good deals.
Vinny's been doing this for a long time.
Yeah,
longer than FanDuel and DraftKings and ESPN Bet and all of that. So
runs in the family too.
Let's head back out to the phone lines. Lance, you're on line one. Good morning. Now you're on the Fan Call-In Show.
Good morning, fellas. I'm representing the Eastmoor Warriors all the way. That's what I do. All right, well, I got a question. Who fits better in the Bengal backfield, Henderson or Judkins?
I would prefer Judkins. Now, I know they're happy with Chase Brown, and they're not going to get a running back because they're not going to use – it's too bad because it's a great running back class. But they needed a running back. You could get first-round talent in the second round or second-round talent in the third round, and so on. I like Judkins more than Trey, even though I love them both. Here's why. I think Judkins is a three-down back. A little more rugged, and he's been more durable than Trey. Again, I love Trey. They're both projected as second-round picks, splitting hairs to a certain degree. I would take Judkins over Trey.
I like that question, Lance. Hang on the line. Cam's going to get your info because you talked about Buckeyes and the Bengals, an Ohio team here. We'll hook you up with that $50 Visa gift card, so thank you for the call, Lance. I'm with you for the Bengals. I feel like Chase Brown and TreVeyon Henderson, there might be a little similarities to their game a little bit with, I think, the all-around. And not that Quinshawn can't, but Trey's really good coming out of the backfield, catching the football. I think Chase Brown does that as well, too, right? And maybe Quinshawn a little more physical running style that could mesh well with Chase Brown there as well. So if I'm the Bengals and I'm drafting between the two Ohio State running backs, I think Judkins is the way I would go on that.
Yeah, for sure, but they're not going to have a chance at either one. I mean, they'd have a chance at them, but they're not going to use a second-round pick on a running back when they have to load up on offensive line and defense, period.
And that's the thing we just talked about, too. If I'm a running back in this draft, I wouldn't plan on going to the Bengals probably because – the Bengals, offensive line, defense, offensive line, defense, offensive line, defense. I mean, you got to be excited with the offseason the Bengals have had so far, locking up these weapons, and maybe Hendrickson gets done, maybe not, who knows, but
I don't know. Katie Blackburn coming out and just trashing him, basically. Oh, he should be happy with the number we're giving him. It's like, oh my God, why are you saying this publicly? Even if you're saying this privately, okay, that happens in negotiations. You're saying this publicly, that he should be happy with the number you're giving him? Goodness gracious. I'm happy overall, Ryan, but and they're lucky that the cap continues to go up more than expected, because they should have signed Chase before last year. That price went up a lot. It didn't just go up. It went up a ton. I don't know exactly how much, but a lot. And I liked getting T. Higgins. Now, the thing is, you can't invest any more in wide receivers, though. You have to hit your draft picks with wide receivers. You have to find some diamonds in the rough and free agency that are going to play for the vet minimum year to year. You've invested a lot of money in 2 wide receivers. No more draft capital. No more big money spent on wide receivers. You got to beef up. The offensive line's going to be okay with Mims and Brown and some of those guys, but they've got to get an interior offensive lineman, maybe 2.
It is one of the weird things with the Bengals. Like, if they would have done this last year with Chase and with Higgins and with Hendrickson, all of those guys' prices, especially Hendrickson's and Chase too, but Hendrickson's, all those prices went way up this year. If you could have got them under contract last year, you'd be sitting a lot prettier. I never thought, though, the Bengals were going to get Chase and Higgins signed, though, and Gesicki in there. They did all of that for Joe. So Joe should be pretty happy this year.
Hendrickson screwed up him as agent. The Bengals signed him to a 4-year contract, and after 2 years, they wanted to renegotiate. So the Bengals did, which they don't normally do that with 2 years left, right? Especially with a guy that's aging. They did. And then he came to them again and said, this is where they've drawn the line. Because they have him, the Bengals do have the leverage here with him. They have him signed through the 2025 season at a very reasonable rate. So they do have some leverage here with Trey Hendrickson. But they better sign him, because without him, they have no pass rush at all, because Myles Murphy has been a bust.
Yeah, that was not a good draft pick, the Myles Murphy thing there.
You had Dax Hill the previous year, bust.
You got to hit on your draft picks if you're a budget team in the NFL. And the Bengals, they've hit on some. Chase and Higgins, obviously.
Burrow wasn't bad.
Some others, though, they have not. 614-821-9710 is the number to call. We have still got room to get to you before the show is over. 614-821-9710. Bill, hang on the line. You are next. It's the Fan Call-In Show on The Fan.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Now's a great time to stock up on Del Monte canned vegetables. Select varieties are on sale for only $1 each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Picture this. You walk into a Tim Hortons and get a warm toasted English muffin or a buttery biscuit layered with fluffy fresh cracked eggs, melty cheese, and savory sausage or bacon. Now imagine that breakfast sandwich for just $3 when you buy any size coffee, hot or cold, because when you're running on empty, you want a breakfast that does more than just fills you up. So start your morning with Tim's, because you deserve a breakfast that's as good as your day is going to be. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Offer valid only during breakfast hours. Exclusions apply. Additional terms apply.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks, and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Hey, it's Anthony from my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. And Rich and his team are ready to get you in a great new Honda this spring. Purchase or lease. He's going to make you feel awesome about your next vehicle and your experience. Grab a hold of this one, a 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid Sport. Lease it for only $347 a month for 36 months, 30,000 miles, and only $19.99 down. He's got rates as low as 2.9%. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing, 614-NEW-ROOF, NewmanRoofing.com.
Here's 3 reasons to buy your Blue Jackets ticket plans for the 25-26 season. 1, pick your seat and pick your games. 2, plans start at just 11 games. 3, priority access to Stanley Cup playoff tickets. Act now. Visit BlueJackets.com/tickets.
There's nothing like having Common Man and T-Bone resting on your bosom.
Oh, for someone with no breasts, you've done very well for yourself.
Gross. Pick up the latest T-shirt in the fan store or pick up merch from a show you actually like. We even have Ohio State and Jacket stuff. Head to 971thefan.com.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, as Care grew over the years, you had many opportunities to sell Care to one of the big conglomerates that are buying companies all over Central Ohio. So tell our customers why you decided to keep Care in the family.
After talking about Care's values for over 30 years, I couldn't bear the thought of Care becoming the kind of company I was warning our customers about. I know the two of you will continue to treat our customers as I would, with honesty and integrity.
We will, Dad. In 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Oh, by the way, Ivan's no longer on the project. His wife got a new job, so they're moving across the country.
Robin's top researcher is deviating to a new market. This isn't standard.
And now we're short-staffed. Who's going to finish all these projects?
She needs a cluster of new data analysts, and there's no margin for error.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Buying a home used to feel like a complete headache. Listings here, pre-approval there, financing somewhere else. Now, Rocket is giving every home one address. Rocket.com. A single seamless homeownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, and refinance your home. Everything you need, all under one roof. Visit Rocket.com, the new home for all things homeownership. Rocket. Own the dream.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution specialists.
Ever want to be a radio star?
It's all about the radio.
Or at least hear your voice on the air?
The radio's all yours now.
This is the show for you. This is the Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Final segment of the Fan Call-In Show. Thanks to everybody that's called in so far. Bill, we will get to you in just a second. We do have a question on the YouTube, though, Dave, that I wanted to give to you, and it kind of led to an interesting conversation off air. I think it'd be awesome wherever Nico ends up going, that he has to play Tennessee in a bowl game this year.
That would be awesome. He'd probably sit out.
Amazing.
Unless they paid him more money, right?
The question is from Mark, though. He says, will Ryan Day tell Lincoln which way he is leaning before the spring portal opening? And I guess that would be both, right? If you're telling Lincoln, you got to tell Julian, you got to tell them both, whatever way you're leaning. But kind of an interesting question.
It is, and I do think he will. I think he will tell him similar to what he told. He had been here a little over a year, and he had to deal with Joe Burrow versus Dwayne Haskins. Just a minor battle like that. So he's been through this before. And they were honest with Joe. They said, listen, we believe in you. We still think you can win the job, but leaving spring, Dwayne is a little bit ahead of you. And Joe's like, Joe needed to know that he was the guy, or at least that he was in the lead, or he was going to transfer. We know how that turned out. So I do think he's going to be honest, assuming that Julian is a little bit ahead. I think he's going to tell Lincoln, Julian's a little bit ahead right now, but you had a very good spring overall. It's a close battle. We believe in you. We still think you can win the job. Even if you don't, you're one play away. And I think Lincoln's going to stay. And yes, I think Coach Day will be honest with him. And maybe being honest with him is saying it is neck and neck. That's what he told the media. Maybe that's being honest. But if Julian's a little bit ahead of Lincoln, I don't think Coach Day's going to lie to Lincoln and say, oh, no, you guys are even, if he truly believes that Julian's a little ahead of him.
And I think this is a little different. You mentioned the Burrow situation, and he was honest, so why wouldn't he be the same in this situation? And I think it's different with both of these. Like, I don't think Lincoln has to be guaranteed the starter this year to be on this football team. I still think there's a lot that Lincoln can learn from being here in Ohio State, and he's one play away. He mentioned that already, talking about that. He's still one play away. Joe was at a point where he had graduated from school, and he needed to play football at some point. And Dwayne was younger than him, right? And I know Julian's younger than Lincoln, but there's still time for Lincoln to play football regardless. Joe had to go somewhere. He had to get some tape on him if he wanted to play in the NFL. And we obviously know this is where it worked out great for him. I don't think we're in the same position with Lincoln, and I still think if Lincoln, and I think there's no doubt, Julian or Lincoln, whoever doesn't win this job is obviously the backup. I don't think Tavian St. Clair is in the running to be the backup here. So whoever it is, they're one play away from being the starting quarterback at Ohio State.
Last year's also a good example. I mean, obviously, Joe Burrow and Dwayne Haskins, I just use that example just to say that he's had to deal with, close battles before. Obviously, this is a different situation, but it's much like last year. Although Will Howard coming here as a fifth-year senior, we know he got a decent amount of NIL. It was pretty clear to me he was going to be the quarterback. But last year, what did Ryan Day do leaving spring? Didn't name a leader, told those guys it's even entering camp. So very similar this year. I do think Julian's ahead, but I don't know if Ryan Day feels that way.
Bill, thanks for hanging on the line. You will be our final caller today on the Fan Call-In Show. Good morning, Bill.
Hey, how you doing?
We're doing good, Bill. Hey, do you have a school you're representing this morning?
Oh, yeah, I'll shout out to Indian Lake High School up in Indian Lake, Ohio. This will be our 40th year reunion this year. Shout out to the Lake. They're doing pretty good. They've been to playoffs last couple of years. Also, I'm a big Buckeye fan and a big Browns fan. The reason I called in, wrap this around one for you, guys. How about Will Howard to the Browns early second round?
I think it'd be a good pick. I really do. I know Gruden thinks he should be a first rounder. I mean, it's a weak quarterback draft. He's got perfect measurables. His leadership is off the charts. I think it'd be a good early second round pick, Ryan Baker. It's your team, though. What do you think?
I don't hate it. And you've got Joe Flacco there now. So Joe Flacco, you could learn under him. There's no clear starter of the future, right? So the one thing that does concern me a little bit with Will Howard to Cleveland is that we know that Cleveland, sometimes it can be really windy up there on the lake, and it can affect your quarterback. And I don't think Will Howard, we know, has the strongest arm for a quarterback. I think his arm is good enough, but I don't think it's the strongest. And sometimes in that wind up there, you need to drive the football through that. And I don't know how that would work for Will in Cleveland. I think he would fit with Kevin Stefanski. I think Stefanski would like that. I think Will has the mentality that would work in Cleveland as well. Now, the arm strength thing, maybe in 2 years, if Cleveland builds a dome, that's not an issue
That's true.
for him at all. I also don't know. I think Will is a guy, and I think he's going to be in the NFL for a long time, but I don't think Will is ever going to be an upper echelon, top 5 or 10 starting quarterback in the league. So I think with Will, you're going to have a team that's pretty good around him. I don't know if Cleveland, especially on the offensive side of the football right now, has the weapons that Will needs for him to succeed. Also, I've seen a lot of quarterbacks not succeed in Cleveland. As a Browns fan, I'd love to see Will come there and work, but I would hate to see him come there and Cleveland derail him like they have a lot of quarterbacks.
They haven't tapped into the Ohio State market yet, though. So this is what they're lacking. it did crack me up, for lack of a better term. That's probably not the right term. That all these head coaches were at Ohio State's pro day, right? Like Mike Tomlin was there and a bunch of others. Two that were not there were Kevin Stefanski and Zach Taylor. They clearly had better things to do than to come to see the richest draft class in this entire draft in their own state. But I tell you what, I think you guys should draft Travis Hunter at 2. What do you think about that? Who do you want? You want Abdul Carter? Do you want Travis Hunter?
It sure seems like that's the way the Browns are leaning right now. I have been a big advocate, and this is kind of weird because I don't trust this front office to make the right moves with it anyway. I've kind of been an advocate of trading back, getting as much as you can out of that pick. I think the problem right now is, though, I don't know if anybody's clamoring to come up and get a quarterback. Everybody seems to think Shedeur is going to slide in this draft, so I don't know if anybody's clamoring to trade up and get a quarterback. Now, I don't know if you could drum up a market for a Travis Hunter or whatnot. I was a big fan of trading back and getting as much as you can and just continue to add to this roster. I just don't trust this front office to do the right things with it. So maybe that's redundant.
I hear you. Maybe someone will fall in love with Abdul Carter and you guys can put a trade package together. Yeah, it's too bad that there's not like a clear number 2, like legit. Like this guy should be the number 2 pick of the draft, because then the Browns would just take that guy. They wouldn't trade him. There was like, okay, whoever the next best quarterback, if it's Shedeur Sanders, was much better than he is, the Browns would just take him.
I think taking Travis Hunter at 2, though, we mentioned the Browns need weapons. I don't think that would be a bad move for them. Where you play him, who knows? It seems like a lot of people are leaning more towards wide receiver. Even if you played him at cornerback, Newsome may not be there long. Denzel Ward, he's had a lot of concussions in his career. Who knows what his future is? Denzel Ward's also been in the league now. It's been a little bit of a while. 7 seasons now, 8 seasons.
Yeah, his last year at Ohio State was 2017. Yeah, he was drafted.
Denzel Ward, he's still a very good, productive player, but getting a little long in the tooth now for the league. It's kind of hard to think that, but
another good thing about Travis Hunter, it's like, obviously you don't need to make the decision right now whether he's going to be a corner or a wide receiver. You know he could be a Pro Bowler at either one. Just let it play out. To me, he's the best player in this draft. If I'm the Browns, I get it, the best player in this draft, I find my quarterback next year, unless one falls to you. Unless you take a Will Howard. Not that would be falling, but go ahead.
And maybe with Flacco, that's what they're thinking. We can draft a guy, we can develop him, whatever. Thanks to all of you for calling in today. Such a fun call-in show. Can't believe we didn't have more spring game talk, but that just tells you how much has been going on. Bids, thank you to you for sticking around and filling in for Scotty Vegas. Boy, do you have a treat. The Buckeye 4-miler is going on today. T-Bone and Eric Reeser live from the 4-miler next. Fan Sports Sunday on The Fan.
The only radio show Ryan Day listens to when we're holding him hostage, making him listen to a radio show. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like asterisk-free checking. An account that's filled with features, but no monthly maintenance fee, no matter what. Because it's your money, right? So we think you should keep it. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney.
Colin Man here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Watching big events are more fun at Hollywood Casino. For example, there's this draft thing coming up. Large men get selected to move to different cities and play football. That's all I'm legally allowed to say. Not only do you get the excitement of on-site wagering and camaraderie, there's prizes to win at the Sportsbook. And sign up for Penn Play Rewards and play up to $500 on the house. Do it now. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free Healthy Leg Screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-324-VEIN. That's 614-324-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Spring forward, Columbus, with the Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling Services. We're here to thaw you out with this limited time offer. Get up to $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer is too good to pass up. The Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling now together to serve you better with $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer won't last. Call us today, 614-232-2222. That's 614-232-2222.
Transform your home in one weekend with paint from Menards. Get a paint that combines durability with gorgeous color. Dutch Boys Forever Interior Paint and Primer in One offers powerhouse protection with its stain-blocking, odor-reducing technology. And with Dutch Boys quality paint and innovative color solutions, transforming your home has never been easier. View our entire selection of Dutch Boy paint plus great deals in our weekly flyer on Menards.com.
Save big money at Menards.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more locally grown goodness to life with a farm-fresh selection of crisp vegetables and juicy, ready-to-eat fruit. Whether topping off kebabs on the grill or adding healthy color to a leafy green salad, your family will definitely enjoy the delicious taste of Meijer produce. Plus, you'll appreciate the selection and savings we have to offer. That's the fresh-picked good life, priced for real life. We work hard to make life a good deal better at Meijer.